Pamela Victoria, but she keeps calling herself Pamela.
Pamela.
And it's like, if you're gonna change your name, if you're gonna assimilate, you have to pick something you can manage. Do you know what I'm saying? You cannot change your name to Pamela and call your damn self Pamela. You know, if you try, you get what it just doesn't go with the whole, situation. But what made me like really sad to know how deeply ingrained it was is because her middle name was Victoria. So I said, why did you pick that name? Neither of those names. If you're gonna change your name, you want to pick some fly names. Like neither of those names sound, lively. So I was like, why did you pick Victoria? And my mother looked me blank in the face and said, do you know what she said? What do you think?
I want to say not the queen. No.
Yes, she did. She said, after
the queen. Jesus mío. Jesus mío.
Do you understand?
Wow.
Do you understand?
After the queen.
Do you understand how deep that socialization is? After the queen.
Wow.
Deep stuff. Our people are in crises. Like, that's pretty deep. After the queen.
I just love, the thing I've been saying to folks when I come in here, why I also love to put my camera on, is I remember being a kid with my mother. Every weekend we came to Kensington, well, we used to call it Utah.
Yeah.
And to come back these generations later and see young black people still very present in Kensington, because people like my mother's generation, them not fuck so much with Kensington no more.
No, they're not done for it.
Exactly. And in the suburbs and all kinds of store, Harry, this my mother's about Harry, and all these places, right?
Yeah.
So they don't really deal with, but what I'm noticing is the young people, they still have their little hookups here, right?
It's beautiful.
Whether it's the street art or the little shops in the little corner right here, like this is the little, store that they have there, all their little kicks and whatever. And we still move through the space. And then so you have moments like that now where you see like a little collection of, and then the music, always the music somewhere. It's like when I was in Brazil, I remember going to Salvador Bahia. The Bahia, you're going to Pelourinho Square, which used to be the square where they used to sell slaves. It was where they used to sell, where they had the market. And now when you go there, and I swear to God, I'm not somebody who's particularly big on the whole spirituality thing, but Pelourinho is a place where when I'm there, I feel, it vibrates, that history. It's there. And always you hear drumming. You always hear drumming. Somebody's drumming. Like every time we went in that square, we just sometimes just sit and just feel like we're with ancestors in that space. And the other place like that is Santiago de Cuba. When you're moving to the city, you always hear drumming somewhere. And there's something about that. So I come into the space and there's always some either street musician or somebody who's doing something, or a little band doing something. Anyway. So part of my obsession too is just Black life, how it shows up.
It's interesting. I remember coming here with my grandmother, who definitely didn't use the property until the beginning. Came here with my grandmother, and I remember being embarrassed by my grandmother because, as I just explained, my mother is the assimilationist who changed her name to Pamela Victoria. So, lived in a very sort of like respectable home where the plan was to assimilate.
Right.
But then every 2 weeks we had to go spend time with Mama. Now, Mama never left rural Jamaica. Like, lived here for so many years, never lost her accent, would wake up on a Tuesday morning and fry fish for breakfast. Still, you know what I mean? Breadfruit. And so we would come down here. And I remember I was embarrassed by my grandmother because she would haggle. she never wanted
Oh,
to.
how much for that?
Yeah, she would never pay what the thing said. she would be loud. She would speak patois loud on the streets, you know. And she's deceased now, and I live right across the street from that Caribbean corner, and every time I go downstairs and I see the platinum set up on the, you know, and some callaloo, it reminds me of my grandmother, and it's why I live here. So the thing that made me uncomfortable as a kid is the thing that's brought me back as an adult. Like and I go in there and I love that I can go into the store and it's like, want Mikey, because you know what I mean? Like Mikey's in the store. Like it's just beautiful, and I think sometimes you don't appreciate that when you're younger and you're still sort of trying to sit in your identity in a certain way, you know? Yeah. And then you come back and you're like, wow, this is exactly, you know, where I want to live. But I also notice I can't say that I'm not aware of the segregation. So even in a neighborhood like this, so, you know, this neighborhood is one of the most, like, culturally diverse, beautiful. Like, you see all the different kinds of people. But there are some really clear class and cultural lines in this community, right? And so it's also always that tension. For me to be with my people, I have to definitely come out of where I live. Yeah.
Thank you for that story.
Yeah.
That story made it on here while I was visually getting that lovely story with your grandmother and your connection. Now that's a great story.
Thank you.
There's a story.
Thank you.
So I hope you're okay with me posting
cool with that story.
That's such a great story. That's why I'm checking with you now.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's okay
I'm
to say
super
no.
happy with that story.
But that was a beautiful story.
Yeah, no, this is my neighborhood. Like, this is what brings me
And I didn't
here.
realize, it's only today when you said, I thought, oh, you live in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because I thought you lived down by, I don't know why I thought you had a condo down by the water.
I did.
Okay.
I did temporarily, and then when myself and Greg, my partner, thinking about where we wanted to live, this is Filipino. So again, the market culture, we knew we wanted to stay downtown, but I don't want to live downtown away from people who look like me. I don't want to live in some weird gated community. So no, we love it here so much. In the summer, I'm a little tour guide. When people come to the market, they call me downstairs. I show them a window. You know what I mean? Yeah, but no. For me, the dream is literally every time I come downstairs and look at Caribbean Corner, and then go in there. And you know what I love about it as well? Because very few people will speak to me in patois on site. It's true. But Mikey gives me the respect. Mikey knows I'm a very proud Jamaican. Yeah, no, and I love Mikey. He's so wonderful. You know Mikey from Kensington? Yes. Me and Mikey, he always gives me the respect. I feel like there's some people when I go into a Caribbean restaurant, the person will serve the people before me in pure patois, and then I come up, and they're like, hello, ma'am. And I'm like, you're insulting me right now. I know what that means. But yeah.